Baczność! 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 Szeregu! Zbiórka! Baczność! Szeregu! Zbiórka! Gotów! Szeregu! Zbiórka!
Is coming swiftly, the border's closing in. We're a company of soldiers, near 40 rifles strong. All alone, stand alone. And then the drums fire, and the is at hand. As the blitzkrieg's pushing harder, the war is all around. All around, hold your ground. Days of battles, no one's on our side. Few will fight for all until the bullets are gone. We will resist and fight, fight on, 'cause we are all inside. We take up arms and fight, fight on, resist and do what's right. Fighting, the numbers will still count. We're outgunned and few in numbers. We're doomed to flag or fail. We fought hard, held our ground. But when captured by the Axis and forced to tell the truth, we will tell it with a smile. We will surprise them with a laugh. We are on. We were on. And that is what we did. Onward, word orders in despite of our foe. We will resist and fight. Fight on, 'cause we are all inside. We take up arms and fight. Fight on, resist and do what's right. Gloria fortis miles, the Wehrmacht closing in. Adversor et ad morsus, the war against the Liga. Gloria fortis miles, the Wehrmacht closing in. Adversor et ad morsus, the war against the Liga.
Baczność!
We will resist and fight. Fight on, 'cause we are all inside. We take up arms and fight. Fight on, resist and do what's right.
Baczność! When the Nazis was the rule on Poland, 1939, and the Allies turned away. From the underground rose a hope of freedom as a whisper. Sits in the sky. sacrifice willingly paid. Warsaw, city at war. Voices from underground, whispers of freedom. 1944. Help that never came. Polen, Warsaw, city at war. Voices from underground, whispers of freedom. Rise up and hear the call. History calling to you. Warszawa!
the Soviet Union, summer 1943. Tanks line up in thousands, as far as I can see.
There they go! Spurka!
Ready for the fight, waiting for the access to march into the trap. Minds are placed in darkness, in the cover of the night, waiting to be triggered when the time is right. Imminent invasion, imminent attack. Once the battle started, there's no turning back. The end of the Third Reich draws near. Its time has come to an end. The end of an era is here. It's time to attack. Into the motherland, the German army marched. Comrades, side by side, stop the Nazi charge. Panzers of Russian soil, thunder in the east. 1 million men at war, the Soviet war unleashed. Fields of Propaganda, where the heat of battle burned, suffered heavy losses, and the tide of war was turned. Driving back the Germans, fighting on four fronts, pumped them out of Russia, out of Soviet land. Reinforced the front line, forced the Axis to retreat, sending all the reserves, securing their defeat. Soldiers of the Union broke the citadel, ruins of an army, Axis rest in hell. The end of the Third Reich draws near. Its time has come to an end. The end of an era is here. It's time to attack. Into the motherland, the German army marched. Comrades, side by side, stop the Nazi charge. Panzers of Russian soil, thunder in the east. 1 million men at war, the Soviet wrath unleashed. Onward, comrades, armies of the Soviet Union, charge! Oh, Mother Russia, Union of lands, will of the people, strong in command. Oh, Mother Russia, Union of lands, once more victorious, the Red Army stands. The end of the Third Reich draws near. Its time has come to an end. The end of an era is here. It's time to attack. Into the motherland, the German army marched. Comrades, side by side, to stop the Nazi charge. Panzers of Russian soil, thunder in the east. 1 million men at war, the Soviet wrath unleashed. We remember no surrender, heroes of a century. 3 men stood strong, and they held out for long, going into the fight to the death that awaits. Crazy or brave,
the blood of your heroes. You were the ones who refused to surrender. The free for the night and to flee, so that your memory could be sung for a century. Sent to the seas to be cast into fire, fought for a purpose with pride and desire. Blood of the brave they would give to inspire. Chorus for monkeys, your memory lives. Sent to the seas to be cast into fire, fought for a purpose with pride and desire.
My fellow countrymen, today the guns are silent. A great tragedy has ended. A great victory has been won. The skies no longer rain death. The seas bear only colors. Men everywhere walk upright in the sunlight. The entire world lies quietly at peace. The holy mission has been completed. And in putting this to you, the people, I speak for the thousands of silent lips forever still among the jungle and the beaches and in the deep waters of the Pacific, which mark the way. I speak for the unnamed brave millions homeward bound to take up the challenge of that future which they did so much to salvage from the brink of disaster. As I look back on the long, tortuous trail from those grim days of Bataan and Corregidor, when an entire world lived in fear, when democracy was on the defensive everywhere, when modern civilization trembled in the balance, I thank a merciful God that He has given us the faith, the courage, and the power from which to move victory. We have known the bitterness of defeat and the exaltation of triumph, and from both we have learned there can be no turning back. We must go forward to preserve in peace what we won in war. A new era is upon us. Even the lesson of victory itself brings it profound concern, both for our future security and the survival of civilization. The destructiveness of the war potential through progressive advances in scientific discovery has, in fact, now reached a point which revises the traditional concept of war. Men, since the beginning of time, have sought peace. Various methods through the ages have been attempted to devise an international process to prevent or settle disputes between nations.
Mocność!
From the very start, workable methods were found insofar as individual citizens were concerned. But the mechanics of an instrumentality of larger international scope have never been successful. Military alliances, balances of power, leagues of nations, all in turn failed, leaving the only path to be by way of the crucible of war. The utter destructiveness of war now blots out this alternative. We have had our last chance. If we do not devise some greater and more equitable system, Armageddon will be at our door. The problem, basically, is theological and involves a spiritual recrudescence and improvement of human character that will synchronize with our almost matchless advance in science, art, literature, and all material and cultural developments of the past 2,000 years. It must be of the spirit if we are to save the flesh. We stand in Tokyo today, reminiscent of our countryman Commodore Perry 92 years ago. His purpose was to bring to Japan an era of enlightenment and progress by lifting the veil of isolation to the friendship, trade, and commerce of the world. But alas, the knowledge thereby gained of Western science was forged into an instrument of oppression and human enslavement. Freedom of expression, freedom of action, even freedom of thought were denied through suppression of liberal education, through appeal to superstition, and through the application of force. We are committed by the Potsdam Declaration of Principles to see that the Japanese people are liberated from this condition of slavery. It is my purpose to implement this commitment just as rapidly as the armed forces are demobilized and other essential steps taken to neutralize the war potential. The energy of the Japanese race, if properly directed, will enable expansion vertically rather than horizontally. If the talents of the race are turned into constructive channels, the country can lift itself from its present deplorable state into a position of dignity. To the Pacific Basin has come the vista of a new, emancipated world. Today, freedom is on the offensive. Democracy is on the march. Today, in Asia as well as in Europe, unshackled peoples are tasting the full sweetness of liberty, the relief from fear. In the Philippines, America has evolved a model for this new free world of Asia. In the Philippines, America has demonstrated that peoples of the East and peoples of the West may walk side by side in mutual respect and with mutual benefit. The history of our sovereignty there has now the full confidence of the East. And so, my fellow countrymen, today I report to you that your sons and daughters have served you well and faithfully with the calm, deliberate, determined fighting spirit of the American soldier and sailor, based upon a tradition of historical traits as against the fanaticism of an enemy supported only by mythological fiction. Their spiritual strength and power has brought us through to victory. They are homeward bound. Take care of them.
There can be no peace in the world until the military power of Japan is destroyed, with the same completeness as was the power of the European dictators. To do that, we are now engaged in the process of deploying millions of our armed forces against Japan in a mass movement of troops and supplies and weapons over 14,000 miles, a military and naval feat unequaled in all history. Substantial portions of Japan's key industrial centers have been leveled to the ground in a series of record incendiary raids. What has already happened to Tokyo will happen to every Japanese city whose industries feed the Japanese war machine. If the Japanese insist on continuing resistance beyond the point of reason, their country will suffer the same destruction as Germany. Our blows will destroy their whole modern industrial plant and organization, which they have built up during the past century, and which they are now devoting to a hopeless cause. We have no desire or intention to destroy or enslave the Japanese people, but only surrender can prevent the kind of ruin which they have seen come to Germany as a result of continued useless resistance.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark